As we were preparing to work on this episode, we went for a little walk to clear our heads and get out some energy. I was walking along thinking about the plan for the episode when I was startled by an unexpected sight. Like the turtle in our last episode, a creature gave us an unexpected gift. Right at my feet was a little black beetle pushing what appeared to be a very large stone across the road.
Look at him go, Mom. That rock's bigger than he is.
When he was on the pavement, this process went by fairly smoothly.
When it hits the grass.
But when he reached the edge of the road and hit the grass, things got complicated.
Build those muscles up, Beetle. Come on, you got this.
Watching him try to push his rock up over the leaf, only to have it roll back over him again. His Sisyphusian plight reminded me of all the struggles we've had as we've tried to move from the smooth, paved road of our society to the off-grid world of the wild sea.
Hey, you gotta go across the road. You just come across the road with it. Bill, move your shadow, please. Look, he's moving the leaf. He's moving the leaf. What is he trying to do with his rock? Make a house? Pushing it. Oh, he's got it up on the leaf.
Is that seriously what he's doing?
Putting it up on the leaf? What is he doing with it?
He made a path of leaves.
Now he can't get it back off the leaf.
Using momentum there.
Go, Beetle, go. Come on.
Nothing is as smooth or as easy off-grid as it is on the grid. Some days, everything feels like a fight, like the beetle trying to navigate slippery leaves and grass blades and deep canyons, pushing his rock wherever he needed it to go. Some days, every movement is thwarted by something. So why do we keep going? What's it all for? And why have we found ourselves returning to our off-grid life every time one or more of these obstacles push us towards some version of our quote-unquote normal life in America?
With our new engine, we could move. And once we could move, we could explore. And when we went exploring, we found a place where things seemed possible.
Someone cleared it since the last time we were here. Mia, stop! Mia, come back! Someone cleared it since we were last here. It was so much thinner. Look, like this, you couldn't even fit through. You had to turn sideways. No. Okay, never mind. This is the thin part. This is the thin part.
It was a place where nature had not been decisively eliminated. It was a place where nature had been preserved. We were still in Florida, but anchored behind a national seashore. And you know what we did there? We walked. We hadn't walked just to walk for as long as we could remember, since we were dating or newlyweds, or since we had one child who could conveniently fit in a stroller. Walking in a city or the suburbs is always purpose-driven. And while as an adult you can imitate purpose by walking on the sidewalks in a straight line, doing loops and turning circles in the park, you can't wander off like kids wander off. The great thing about this natural place was that the kids could tear off in any direction at all. And not only was it not dangerous, but it was wonderful for them to go and find sticks and feathers and shells to play with, to make drawings in the sand or build sailboats out of detritus washed up on the shore.
Now when you're ready. Wait, I still have to have the rudder.
They're at home out here, and we don't have to stimulate their imaginations with activities. Their imaginations are alive with possibilities. We talked about Romano Guardini's concept of natural culture in the last episode, and I think that in this place, we could really see it. We saw the transformation of running out in all directions and picking up sticks and playing into feeling out what are more traditional modes of cultural expression for us in the United States. In dance, in music, and writing, and in film.
All the way shake inside the barrel, hide from the world. The waterway.
Ideas were sort of flowing out of nature and through the kids into these creative pursuits.
You want to
Some of the possibilities that became real through this place made so very clear the way that nature can pass into culture. We saw in our family culture, the way that we express ourselves when we're together, a greater and greater mark of the natural. We were changing, and our possibilities of expression were changing. Say hi. And perhaps surprisingly, one of the places we were closest to nature in this place was surfing. And surfing itself became an integral part of the natural culture that evolved there.
Our children have gotten really interested in surfing over the years of being on the sailboat, and we didn't grow up surfing, so this was kind of a new thing for our family. And as we do when our children become interested in something seriously, we try to understand it better. We try to sort of understand the meaning of it, the reason it's drawing them. And even though we couldn't really do that from the perspective of getting on the waves with them, I mean, we tried, but we're old and not as flexible as we used to be. But we would sit on the side and watch them. I sat at the beach for hours and hours and hours watching them wait and time and listen and attend to the water. And I remember the miracle when they would, I would see a wave coming and I would see them start to paddle for it, and then they'd catch it and ride it, and it was amazing even from the sidelines. But we, in addition to sitting and watching them, we would watch films and read books and essays about surfing. And I remember one film we watched was called Surfer Dude with Matthew McConaughey, and it was a really illuminating film for all of its problems. And one of the points in there, the woman that the main character Steve Addington has met, named Danny, she asks him, "What's so special about surfing?" And he responds, "Well, what's so special about the wind? Surfing is to be with that mystery, to ride that mystery for as long as you can. And when it's over, that's cool because, you know what? You were there, in line and on time." I've thought a lot about that since we saw that film and since I sat on the beach watching them surfing for hours, because of course that's true of sailing as well. Sailing and surfing are both part of the mystery of being with the wind. And it's amazing how much of our culture turns around spaces in which we're not with the wind, moving in ways that are not with the wind. And so when you find yourself in a natural place, evolving a kind of natural culture, however brief it was for our family, we began to feel the mystery of the wind in a new way and to realize how much power it has and how transformative it can be. And so we came to understand, I think, in a new way in that place, in a place that was undisturbed by the human determination to sort of decisively eliminate nature. We found the gift of the wind and the gift of looking out at the water and at the beach and the sky, and not importantly seeing ourselves or seeing images of things that we had made, but something that transcended us, something that preceded us and that would still be here after us, something that lifts us out of our very horizontal, busy lives of determination and success to something else, something entirely other. And I would say for my part, since I'm a poet, that imagery began to work its way into my poems. This is sonnet number 8 from After Colonna. The waters of a world searching in vain against God taste so bitter, full of fear and hate and hidden things that disappear beneath a clouded surface and are gone from view, but still felt and feared. With what strain we twist and turn ourselves year after year, trying to unfeel the pull, to unhear the call to waters that could heal all pain. They roll in, broad and clear, powerful and true, their crystalline secret revealed to all who humble themselves to enter that wild green chamber, elegant and fierce and mild, which carries us beyond ourselves and through, leading and inviting like a moving wall. Of course, in that poem, there's a kind of metaphor of the wave, the chamber, the portal that opens being analogous to the portal that baptism is. Like the portal that opens the door onto entirety, that opens the door to eternity, that lets something else, something other into life, into the soul, into the world.
Boat crashed
When we think of culture, the first thing that usually comes to mind is the culture of cities. They're the places where culture is made, where culture matters.
I think the angels did.
I think what?
Since we can't go to Mass, the angels sent the pelican. Pelican is a symbol of Christ.
He came to visit us on Christmas Eve.
Look, he's just doing circles. He's doing circles until we have to our boat.
He circled our boat, looking over. Look, he's coming to
He's coming over here.
Guys,
And people are quick to point out that natural spaces like this seashore are regulated by man-made laws, so that our experience of nature is actually enabled by and determined by culture, by technology, and by politics. I can't argue with that, really, but I can observe what happens when we visit the places we've set aside as parks and preserves. We see things, we notice things. The natural world reaches us.
look, its tail runs all the way back. See its tail run all the way back. That's scary.
Is he getting ready to bolt? He's not sure about us, I think.
As Neruda says, a life lived out of doors is full of extravagant surprises. Just beneath the surface of the daily discomforts and fears, the struggles, the suffering, the feeling that all is not well in the world of man or of nature. Just beneath this surface disturbance is the endlessly deep, vast, rich, wide reality of the created world, a reality that remains in spite of our many and varied attempts to eliminate it for the sake of power or profit, comfort or convenience. The gifts and joys, possibilities and hopes of a natural culture are still here, waiting to be renewed, to be rediscovered. It is not, after all, necessary to pursue a course in which nature is decisively eliminated, where all that remains is the work of machines, the image of ourselves, and the destruction of everything that is not ourselves, which cannot but end in self-destruction. In Notes Toward a Supreme Fiction, Wallace Stevens writes, "From this the poem springs, that we live in a place that is not our own, and, much more, not ourselves, and hard it is, in spite of blazoned days." There are blazoned days out here that break through the hardship, that show us an image of a world in which we do belong, in which we become and flourish as more authentic versions of ourselves. We keep going because we believe in that vision. We believe it is worth the fight, worth the suffering and the hardship to hold on to it.
There are more stories to tell about this place. We walked its beaches in many moods. We saw many different kinds of weather, some fair, some foul. We made friends with our fellow travelers who stayed there for a while. We were even befriended by the people who lived on land nearby. It's the kind of place that you feel like you can stay forever. But of course, you can't. It's a national seashore. It's a place to be shared. We don't own it, and can't. And for us, there's always the imperative to move along, to find another place. And so we have. We've moved along, and we found other places. But this place will always be a special one for us.
So bad at this, that the waves white in the green water, that it's white in the green water. White in the green water. Near the shadow, top reach the water town. Oh, top reach the water town. Rain and scatter, rain line shatter, rain like power, salty town. Oh, mountains are rising water when it's falling like a clattering boulder. Oh, like a clattering boulder. Oh, a clattering boulder. That was one attempt.